Your furnace filter plays a crucial role in the indoor air quality of your home, but it also plays a huge role in your HVAC equipment. What type of filter do you use? In this video, I'm going to show you the filters I use every day as an HVAC service tech. Most of the homes that I enter have a 1-inch thick filter, and the two filters that I recommend for these homes are a poly filter and a pleated filter. Now the Merv rating is going to make a difference. The poly filter is around a 4 or 5 Merv rating. It is less restrictive. If you've heard from your service technician that you have a restriction of airflow because the ductwork is not sized properly, I usually recommend poly filters solely based on the point that they are less restrictive. For pleated filters, I install a Merv 8 filter. I typically don't install anything beyond a Merv 8 filter. That being said, my Merv rating scale that I would recommend is between a 5 and 10 Merv rating. Merv rating below a 4 is not really a filter in my opinion. For example, those fiberglass filters, those are Oscar the Grouch's favorite. They are garbage in my opinion. Over time, that dust actually can pull through those. So what happens is that dust accumulates either on the secondary of the furnace, if it's a high efficiency furnace, or on the evaporator coil, or it gets on the vanes of the blower wheel itself. And then you get stuck with a nice labor bill to clean that all off. Let's say you have allergies. What I recommend on that occasion, typically I would recommend getting a thicker filter. This is a 5-inch filter. It is a Merv 11 filter. So if you go a higher Merv rating, go with a thicker filter if you can. Along with 5-inch, they got 4-inch. They also have Space Guard filters, which are an accordion style with combs. And the combs are used to keep the filter in place. Some other tips is that every single filter is going to have an airflow direction. Airflow is on this filter here, so air goes in this way, out this way. The part of the filter that faces the airflow has less of a skeleton, I call it. It has less material holding it in place, where if you see the other side, it's got a lot more support or skeleton to actually keep the filter in place. So if you put this filter in backwards, it's not going to be as big of a deal, but if it clogs up, what's going to happen is this filter could potentially break loose on this side and then get sucked into the blower section. Usually I see that more with the 1-inch filters, but you still want to put the right airflow direction. Now on the topic of how often do you change your filter, if you have 1-inch filters, I typically recommend every 1 to 3 months. And if you've got those thicker filters, I typically recommend every 6 to 12 months. The main things that affect on how often you're going to change that filter are how many people live in your house. Do you have pets? Are you constantly running the fan 24/7? If you're running that fan 24/7, you're going to be pulling in dust and pet hair and all of that into the filter, and it will get clogged quicker. So one thing to note is when you're putting in a new air filter, put a date of when you changed it. So that way you're not having to constantly remember, hey, when did I actually change this filter? Most people aren't going to remember when it was changed unless you have a calendar or if you've got a notification on your thermostat maybe. Hopefully you found the information helpful. Thanks for watching.